Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to... What was this name? This game's name again? Oh, Grow Up. Yes, that's the name of it. Which... I am going to be a little sad if it actually does... If this game actually does involve Bud the robot here growing up. Particularly if this involves the process of growing up because Mom, the AI computer, is going to die. Last thing I would want to see is unhappy ending on this game series. It's such a nice kid-friendly, not really violent game. Like the most violent thing you can do is this. Now I think you're safe to just hit these rocks as they are. I don't think you actually have to hit the bottom part of it. Which means if I was trying to speedrun this or just move faster, I should target the top of things. And we've got another tele-router here, which means another teleport spot. So now if I fall all the way down, I don't have to deal with that issue. And I can just use the... Now when I jump like this, I like to grab the ground just so I don't bounce. Of course, I just grabbed a piece of grass instead of the ground. Yep, that's the problem. So, that was half of my battery there to save myself from that fall. So we are still in a particularly precarious situation. So I want to still be very careful. And climbing over the ledges are still kind of hard. Alright, so the telerouter should allow me to take things like this, if it's like the first game, and just drag this. Let's see, jump. He's got such a little strength, he can't even pull it up. Come on. Can you not teleport plants anymore? Is that just not like a important thing? I mean, I would have hoped that this would have still been a thing. There you go. There you go. Yeah, it still scans them. Or floats them in the center. This leg is missing. I think it glitched. I think the leg glitched in the ground. But it's activated already, so I don't get that. Anyways. Let's grab this. This floor form ejects pollen and staggering velocity, and it's really, really grody. This is a floater. Try this if you need a super clear view of everything around. Right stick to zoom in and zoom out. Alright. So this will just shoot me up in the air. And then I can do the air brakes if I want to. the day-night cycle is something that maybe I wouldn't want. Alright. See if maybe we can bump this and it'll scan it then. Certainly making it float, but maybe the problem is we need to reach the first ship part before we can do that. That might be the case. Alright, so we need to get back to the seed, which if we take this, we might be able to grow to some other islands. Not particular islands we need to reach, but we'll at least use this as a excuse to reach a certain height. And we can just make the starseed grow into itself. There is a finite number of those, but unless there was some kind of achievement I was unaware of, I don't think you need to do it to try and connect all of the world. And quite honestly, you could probably cheat it pretty easily, where when I'm not looking, the starseed could revert to a default pre-programmed state where it's connected. Right. Is this far enough to reach this? We might run into an issue of just distance. And as soon as we get to the level of not needing to use these things, we can scan this. This is a part catapod family flora that throws things really, really far. Alright. If we zoom out, we can find that crystal. Yeah, the clouds, which are now covering up. Well, here we go. I fell. So the best bet I can go for right now is that I will make it back to the starseed and not have to fall all the way down. The parachute, thankfully, is infinite, or the air brakes. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going in that general direction, but I guess I have to sort of avoid crashing into other things. But these sometimes do just end, and particularly later on in gameplay, you will end up growing a item like this, and then you'll have to go back down halfway to get another what would you call this? Stem? And gotta be real careful too. Alright, so there's one on the other side of this. So we just gotta get over there to it. Suppose it's slightly helpful that a lot of what you climb on in this game is the star plants that you're growing yourself, so you kind of know that there can't be any crystals or collectibles on them. Right, and so here we go. About to hit 500 meters. And that was the 5th energy rock that we needed. And so that gets the star plant there. And that might actually be as high as these things can grow, because we know there are other star plants on this planet. Sounds like there might be something hidden back around here. Can we just work our way through it? Maybe just move that one out of the way. I hear something humming. I don't think that's Bud. A secondary character would be interesting. Like, certainly if you were gonna make a trilogy of this game, if Bud landed on Earth and started doing more of a Katamari Damacy style of gameplay, dealing with Earth items, or a Pikmin style of gameplay dealing with Earth items, that would be interesting. Alright, let's just zoom out and see if we can. I see bugs, and I hear this humming, and I don't know if the bugs are humming or what. Well, maybe we'll figure that out later. We're still in a pretty precarious situation. Let's see if I can actually use this plant the way it's intended. No, not really. That's gonna just fling me in the So if I grab it, I can hit B. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be a little careful. I want it to fling me in that general direction. There we go. I'm hoping that this will work. There we go. So we're just going to use the air brake to get us in a general idea of this area. This area looks very familiar to the first game. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this entirety of this first section is very similar to the first game, and it's only in the other regions that we'll run into later that we'll start to see some newer ideas and concepts. So, get ready to grab. Right. The problem with this, though, is this is slow. And it's kind of all you can do. You don't really want to try and like jump or hover, because that's too dangerous. If the hover jet works like the first game, once we've gotten about 50% of all the crystals, you'll have a decent amount of energy. So we only really need to get to this sprout. And then we can just ride that up. And I assume that there will be a teleporter in that area. And that will mean that we'll start from that section for the most part going forward. Right, so we are going to turn and go up. And it's kind of inverted controls, so that's another thing to be aware of. Not exactly what I wanted to have happen, but we'll see. I think this is good enough. The only thing I need to avoid is falling to my death. So there's a teller router over there too. We'll want to get that next. Let's see what we can do with this. There's a piece of Mom, the AI, which is also, I guess, the ship. I'll grab the magnet. What magnet? The pod is at the top. Okay. So we are going to grab the magnet and step down. Or just fall down. So the question, I guess, is how high can the pod go? Pod, you found me, and you fact-tangled one of my fibbles. Oh my, it seems my language database has been jellied. Please find the other fubblies. I have a great melon in you both. So, if the pod can fly up into outer space, which maybe that is what it's doing. Let's buy another ability tub, either that or a weird metal flora form. Why could the pod not just lift me up and take me like where I'd like to go? Like, why do I have to climb? Am I too heavy? I guess that's the general idea. Before we do anything else, we'll want to come over and start the teleporter. Yeah, as we get going, we'll probably jump from the top down several times, particularly if we hit something that's a level of slight difficulty. Because if I were to jump down right now, I could probably cause a collect several of the crystals easier than it would have been going upward. And you would have had to really screw up to not have found a crystal at this point. They are pretty blatant to start off with, but there are probably several hidden ones we've also missed. Battery power is really useful, but I don't need batteries. I'm solar powered. Let's see. I guess these are just the same flowers. Just grab on and go up here. We've got a new kind of plant. Spy another ability tub. New flora form, scan it. Another form from fungus suitable for jumping, kind of smells like burnt toast. The bounce silitop. Where is this ability tub that they're saying? By the way, there's so many like pod challenges, and maybe a telerouter or two that I haven't activated. Yeah, I guess I missed one down there. Let's see. Star plant is here, but I don't think the star plant can do anything more. Let's see. There's a crystal, but looks like maybe that's an ability tub. Or maybe I am supposed to go all the way over here and get that ability. That would be weird, certainly. Let's do somewhat of a thorough job. I get that maybe I won't try to get everything here, and we'll come back and do cleanup work later. If this is designed particularly well, I imagine the game might even force us to come back to this section later. I do feel like it's doing a pretty decent job not having us have to climb a lot. So I'll have to be kind of careful that I don't end up going to the same or a different ability tub. So now that we have 2 batteries, we've already doubled our hovering ability. We're about to approach 1 kilometer in height, although I don't think we're going to quite get there. Pod challenges. This is how I survey planets. Complete them and I learn things. Seems like you only get an increase in your greatest heights every 50 meters or so. Let's see. Yeah, the ability it's pointing me to is way over here. And we put a waypoint to point us in that direction. Meanwhile, maybe we should see about the challenges, because maybe the challenges don't. Maybe the challenges are easier than what I think. Press X to start the challenge. Okay, what am I supposed to do? Okay, so then I would have a minute to jump down through a lot of things. That doesn't seem reasonable to do. Like that, I was asking too much right now. Go on, poor little bud. Instead, we'll come over in this section and see if we can grab some more crystals. Now, when this time runs out, then you can press back to retry the challenge if you want to. Alright, that's a good system. I was a little afraid it was going to automatically teleport me to an area I didn't want to be in. Bud seems to be immune from any drowning, which kind of makes sense. Yeah, it's the bugs that are just humming. Interesting. I hear rocks. I hear crystals. But I'm not really seeing any. Let's see where this ends up landing us. A cave. This definitely feels very familiar to the first game. So can I zoom the camera out this way and see if I can see the crystal? Yeah, it kind of feels like I'm just gonna catch the easiest of the crystals. That's gonna be it. Let's see. And then we'll probably have to use the detector more. A lily pad. Aquatic floriform only grows on water. It's floaty and springy and looks kind of waxy. Right? So that might play a role if we need to spring ourselves up on water. Looks like we found another creature. And here's my pencil. There's gotta be an easier way to collect all these items though. Like I don't even know how to get out of here with this item. Let alone take it to a telerouter and teleport it back. Yeah, I'm running into all these rocks and Bud just has no strength. Alright. So I think with this we're going to go all the way down. So I'm going to put on the air brakes. I'm going to float to this telerouter, which we haven't been to before. And it might have been a little bit easier to jump from the highest point and float down to the ability pod in the next section. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna overfloat this. But I think I'm okay because I'm controlling that too. I'm pushing forward to move forward, so all I have to do is stop pushing forward and then just feel like I'm over it, and then we'll just turn off the air brakes for a while. My pencil went flying. I lost my grip on it. I didn't expect that to happen. So either I just flung that somewhere in a random place in the map, or it's gonna reset to where it was originally. And maybe something like a save and exit would reset it back to its original position. And we're still making a pretty high assumption that is even what we want to do. Alright. Alright, so bounce the top island. And it was which way? It's over here that we're going. So if we select the fling seed again and then place it this is the right direction. That's the pillar. Alright. Here we go. Altitude loss critical. So we can jump pretty far. In fact, we can jump far enough to actually make it to a lot of these islands. But that's not really gonna matter, I think, too much. So now we'll reuse our train. And then once our batteries are charged again, we'll use our jetpack. And then air brakes will let our jetpack recharge. There's a crystal right here, so hey, let's just grab it while we can. And we've got a new kind of plant. A new flora. Scan it for info. Didn't I do that? Barrel-shaped cactoid. Strong, sturdy, stupid looking. Okay. So we've got another one right next to it. I'm noticing a pattern here. Flower shoot stuff. Pew pew. So it's just like cactus forms of the previous plants we've seen. There's another one. It's a cactus, a spiky green vegetable. It looks like a bunch of sprouts crossed with a hedgehog. And come over here and let's see what this new ability is. Press B to transform. You can now curl up in a ball and roll around. I'll stick to flying. So this is like a speed upgrade morph ball idea. Interesting concept. That certainly was not in the game originally, in the first game. So we're getting into some almost Metroidvania style gameplay, and our next ability, like if we are here, our next ability is, where is it? Here. So we're gonna have to get this star plant to grow some more. The front end of this game, though, seems like it's pretty quicker than the first game. So I feel like we're gonna find more challenges and more things to do later. And I also kind of feel like, in all fairness, if we're gonna be honest, this whole section over here was barely touched upon, and there's probably dozens of crystals that I missed. Like, there's one, and you can't really mark them super easily. So once I do the main story, or most of the main story, I may take a break to just put down waypoints and find all the crystals that are visible in the overworld, and then that's, I guess, when it will get rather difficult, because all the crystals inside of caves will be the only thing left. And so unless we get a detector or some kind of map or radar or something, it's going to become quite a challenge to find crystals. But maybe the pod challenges will even help us with that. Noticing also that he does not seem like he flies any higher than this. Ever. That's kind of weird. There's only 2 more abilities to collect, and if we look at the bar, it looks like there's 5,000 meters. That's like the highest height that we're gonna try and reach. And yeah, challenges, well, not to that. Yeah, once we get 20 crystals, it'll be even easier to move, and it's just gonna get better and better. Anyways, that's it for this recording, though. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.